Are you seriously just watching stuff while we're waiting to start?
Yes.
Okay, whatever. All right, well, we're about to start.
Okay. I still can't believe they built a real functioning lightsaber. You've heard about that, right?
Yep.
From Hacksmith.
Yep.
I mean, it's retractable and everything.
Okay, we're not supposed to be talking because the stream hadn't started yet. Remember?
You were talking just a minute ago. I'm sorry.
I know. My bad. Okay, I'm going to start us, so. What happened to the dancing?
If he's dancing, you gotta dance too.
I'm not the dancer. That's why he's doing it. Dancing. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 31 of the Gene Pool Variety Hour. I am Sean, the old fart of the group, also known as Dad, and that guy on the other screen is...
Guten Abend. And my name is Connor, the language expert of the group.
Right, okay, so you want, how about English, seeing as how that wasn't even another language because you don't speak another language.
I can do
Hey Kara, how are you?
accents.
What's that?
I can do accents.
Okay, well, but that was... Okay, I don't even know what that was, so...
German.
But you don't speak German.
I can do a German accent.
Anyway, so that's my son Connor over there in the other screen instead of doing his whatever German stuff he was doing. So...
Scheiße.
Okay. What, you've been watching...
Archer. Actually.
Oh, okay. I was...
There's a lot of German in that show, believe it or not.
Your brother Luke and I were watching Bourne Identity stuff the other night, and his girlfriend. Ooh. So anyway, Automod held a message for you.
Dang, that is strong.
Yeah. So Kara told you that because I asked her how she's doing, and she said she's fine, but that was bad German accent was so bad that the producers told you to get off the stage. So,
hey, come on, Kara.
But anyway, all right. So listen, you threw me off my game, that whole German thing, because I don't speak German. Anyway, so we just hang out and we do stupid stuff. We talk geeky stuff. We talk about stuff we've been playing or doing or watching. We review a random movie every episode. We do some kind of geek question that Connor always comes up with and just kind of debate that. I don't even remember what the question is this time, so it's going to be It's going to be off the cuff for me. So anyway,
it's always off the cuff for you, Dad. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so it's that's kind of what we do, and
it's been hectic around here, actually.
Well, yeah, I know. So where do you want to start today? I'll let you start.
I was with the life update.
Okay, life update. Go.
Okay, last week you visited up here.
Did I? I don't remember that. I remember driving in a stinking truck for 12 hours up there.
You're used to it. You usually drive 14 hours all the way to Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's fine, but I don't usually drive a 15-foot U-Haul truck with 3 people in the front with basically 2 captain's chairs and a jump seat in the middle the whole way.
I know.
So that was quite uncomfortable. So
Gotcha.
and your mom had no qualms about just going, yeah, you're driving. I'm not driving this. I'm not driving this big thing. So I drove the whole thing the whole way. So anyway, yeah. So we came up last week and we moved all your stuff in, and you finally have a house.
A jump
Zephyr-
seat, or
No,
what does that even mean?
Dude, it's Zafo. So who knows
Jump
where our
seat,
who knows where the joke's going? So
or the hump.
in the hump, in the middle seat, in the hump. So anyway, so we moved up. We moved
Back
all your
seat,
stuff.
middle, feet in the hump.
So we, okay.
Who's that again? Who's that comedian?
God. Of course, you would ask me that. Now I'm drawing a blank. Brian Regan.
Brian Regan.
Brian
That's
Regan.
It. Brian
That's
Regan.
it. That's yeah. Zafo never in good direction. So anyway, yeah, we moved all your stuff up. Your apartment actually looks like an apartment now. As opposed to homeless people that are squatting in an abandoned building.
Hey, it was not that bad. Come
No,
on.
I'm just saying because you guys had virtually no furniture and you're having to kind of do makeshift stuff. So,
Yeah.
so how does it feel to have like a real place now?
It's
Real
it feels
furniture,
good.
real couch, the whole thing.
It feels good to finally have something in this apartment that's actually mine, that's usable, except for just my Xbox, because
So what you're saying is the only thing you
before-
contributed was an Xbox before and nothing else.
basically, that and of course all this.
All of that stuff. Yeah, there you go. All that. So, yes, I was a
homeless squatter is an important phase in life.
Dude, when your mom and I first got married, that's what we were when we moved into our condo place that we had, because we used cardboard boxes for nightstands for like a month.
As did Nikki's parents, actually.
Yeah. So, and actually, my dining room set, not when we got married, but my dining room set in college, was literally my oldest sister's outdoor patio picnic furniture that she had at her place when she was in college. So I literally had outdoor patio furniture for a dining room set the entire time I was in college.
So you were like Joey and Chandler in Friends when they got robbed.
Yes. I wish I'd had
Minus
a foosball
the
table.
canoe.
I wish I'd had a foosball table for a table. But anyway, so okay. So what else has been going on with you? I mean, I haven't got a lot to talk about there.
I've been doing mainly unpacking, cleaning, organizing. I still haven't even gotten to my desk actually, because I've been doing all kinds of other stuff here, and my hand has been cramping up really bad lately. Oh, actually, I should probably go put on my thumb brace real quick. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. It's just literally right on the counter right there. I'll be right back.
Okay, because you need that thumb for sitting and talking. Okay, cool. So anyway, we moved all his stuff up last week, and it was so funny because Connor and Nikki
Here, see?
are
Back already.
I know. Connor and Nikki are me. We're all nerds and stuff, and so we get in and we get these bookcases in, and his desk and all this furniture in, and all of a sudden they're like, all right, so we can start putting all of our stuff out, and figures and Funko Pops and I don't know what all was. What is all the stuff that you guys collect? I forgot. What are the things the figures that she collects?
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
Lots
Hearts.
of Kingdom Hearts figures.
So there's stuff everywhere, and they're just filling up bookcases absolutely everywhere. And my wife, who is clearly the non-nerd in the family, is like,
she also builds Lego sets.
okay, so Kelly's just sitting there going, hey, that's a lot of figurines. I'm like, no. We're nerds. We collect stuff. That's what we do. And and she's like, well, you don't.
Dad.
What?
You'll never believe what I found at Spirit of Halloween.
I don't. A Halloween costume, I'm guessing.
No, actually.
Wait, they did. Wait,
it's
called Spirit of Halloween, and they don't have Halloween costumes.
No.
That's a pretty bad store.
Oh, shut up! I bought Tiny Tina's face mask, the bunny one. It's currently hanging up next to my psycho mask.
The psycho mask. There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, so your mom was like, well, you don't have a lot of stuff, stuff. And I said, look at all the Funko Pops I have in the TV room. And I said, if that room was mine to do whatever I wanted to, there'd be at least 50 more Funko Pops. All the Lord of the Rings sword replicas would be hanging on the wall, and all this stuff. And she just kind of looked at me and shook her head, and was clearly ashamed of her husband. But
I want to eventually hang up all my swords and blades around here.
yeah, I would. I get that, but I guess the only reason why I would want to display blades is if they're like replicas of blades from specific movies or whatever, But anyway, that's just me. So, okay. Any fun other nerdy stuff going on other than just life?
I started a Skyrim stream called The Adventures of Quilkin, who's my orc character that I'm using
That's just me.
in my survival run.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I had the what was it? Punchy Pussyfoot. The.
Why did you have to name him that?
Because I like alliteration, and I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
because
but why Punchy Pussyfoot?
Because he's a cat. All right.
Yes, but
and he was doing unarmed. It was an unarmed combat build, so he punches things, and he's a cat. So Punchy Pussyfoot. So it's perfect. I kind of got away from it. I need to get back in that stream and continue that storyline. At least finish the main quest with him, and get him all built up like my old one was, where I could like literally punch dragons to death. That was pretty cool. So
suplex them to death.
Oh yeah, because I got that mod with like wrestling moves. So I whenever I like kill people, I'll actually do back suplexes and pile drivers and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Gosh.
You got a cat doing suplexes on the king. But anyway,
every time I play Khajiit, the very first thing I do is send them right towards the companions, because then I become a werewolf, and it's just freaking hilarious.
Cat dog.
Cat
You're
turned
cat dog.
into a dog. Exactly.
Yeah, you're a cat dog.
Cat dog. No. Cat dog.
Okay, that deserves a chicken.
Cat and another
if you're
dog.
gonna start singing cat dog theme, then we're just gonna go with the chicken. So, all right. So anyway, okay. So you've been doing the Skyrim. I've seen you on Skyrim a little bit. I haven't been playing an awful lot. I mean, I've been, of course, playing Destiny.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
I broke down and I finally downloaded Destiny 2.
Yes, join me. And and if you have Game Pass, Ultimate, then it's free.
I know it is.
Now
that's how I was able to download it. I'm not spending money on that.
No, I know you won't have the seasons that give you extra stuff, but you'll have access to most everything.
Forsaken and Shadowkeep.
Yeah, and
those are downloaded with it too.
Yeah, and I think when Beyond Light comes out, you'll have it too.
Yeah. So
but
I do have the season stuff.
No. You have all the expansions, but then there are seasons. Like right now, we're in season of arrivals, and you get extra stuff as buying the season. That's why I bought the deluxe. Even though Beyond Light is on Game Pass, I went ahead and bought the deluxe edition to get all the seasons for the next year, which also gives me some extra stuff, for free.
Aren't seasons just basically additional things to do in game, kind of like what Borderlands does with all of its events?
Yes, but those are generally free. These, if you don't have access to if you haven't bought the season, you don't get those things. Those things would be locked out for you.
How much are the seasons?
They're like $10 each, I think. So anyway, I saved $10 by buying the whole thing, and then got some free stuff. So that's cool. So hey, if you want to hop on tonight, we'll play some. I'll run you around and show you some stuff.
I first got to get through all the tutorial stuff, and I don't even know how to do all that.
It's just that one mission. It's the old original mission from D1, getting you through that to get you to the tower, and then you're hop in, and I'll help you. I'll join your fire team, or you join mine.
Okay. And can you give me some free stuff?
You can't give stuff to people in Destiny. It's not like that. It's not like in Borderlands.
You can't trade?
No. Nope. What's yours is yours.
That's bull crap.
Yeah, well, that's just that's what
that
it
makes
is.
No sense. I've never seen an MMORPG game that doesn't have a trade function.
Well, there's not one, so just get used to it.
It makes no sense.
So anyway, I've been playing that, not as hard and heavy as I was, the festival thing. Um, so apparently I have hostility. What?
What? You have
Apparently
what?
apparently I have some auto modding going on over here in the chat, and I have to approve some messages. So I'm just trying to do that.
Yeah. You are not destined to be a Zephyr. What are you talking about?
Anyway, so while he's
I am not
explaining,
a.
I heard
I
Nikki.
am.
I heard Nikki in the background. So, there's
You can hear Nikki in the background, really?
yeah, I can hear her laughing. Yeah. So,
Yeah, she's playing Minecraft with her friends. Oh no,
okay.
wait. Oh no, wait. Jackbox. Jackbox.
Okay. So, anyway, yeah, we can do that. I don't know if you have access to the seasonal event, the Halloween event that's going on right now, but it's not that. It's
Okay. See, the actual holiday seasonal events should be free regardless.
well, it's.
Having to pay for freaking Halloween in a game
I don't think it is. I think
that's
it's just an
robbery.
event. I don't. I think it's free. It's the season. Anyway, I don't know. There's so many different things going on in Destiny. I can't keep
Oh,
up. So
Dad.
yeah.
I finished the table officially. Did the Scotch guard, did the wood glue and everything. I found a
Good.
great use for all those books. I basically laid out every single book we had on top in
Mm-hmm.
strategic positions and weighed it down for 3 days.
Yeah. Okay. So did that work? Did that get everything to lay down flat?
Perfectly.
Okay. Good. Good. So table's done.
Yep.
And this was a table that I made for him. I Zaphos just triggering the auto mod over there just for grins. That's what he's doing.
Oh
So
my gosh.
so no, I made Connor at the same table that I've got right here. I got an 8 foot by 10 foot shipping pallet from work. Oh, one of those big military pallets. Cut it in half, and it's because it's a pallet. It's got like a rim,
Rail.
a
Yeah,
rail
rim.
around it, and so then I just built the fourth rail to complete it and put legs on it, and basically made a gaming table out of it. Put nice like velvet felt stuff inside, and did the same thing for him. So that's like their dining room table and his podcasting table now too. So
And also tomorrow it shall debut as my D&D table.
you guys are coming over tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
hopefully,
All right,
hopefully.
cool.
And
So
what?
no, go ahead.
So I've actually got a funny story about my D and group about my D&D group that I haven't shared here. I think. Have I told you guys about Kenny the Kobold yet?
Well, you've told me about him. He's kind of like kicks the goblin from Botched a couple of seasons ago.
But have I told everyone in the podcast
I
group?
don't.
Have I told
I
that
don't
yet?
think so. You've only told me about him.
So in my group, in the very first mission, the very first session they did, that they all woke up in a dungeon. That's how my campaign starts, and they're surrounded by goblins and kobolds, really low level enemies, and so they go through, they fight all these enemies, and there's one kobold left, and we have a bard who's basically using vicious mockery on him the entire time, while the rest of the party looted all the corpses. And so basically this kobold is getting mocked and ridiculed constantly, to the point he's at 1 HP left, and then he's like, okay, I'll lead you safely out of the dungeon, and out of the keep. I'll show you all the traps and everything. So on the safe side, the cleric casts a spell on him to basically make him an ally. To help him not betray them or whatever. He the kobold nat one failed on the saving throw, and then my player cast a nat 20 crit on the spell. So I'm like, you know what? No, let's have some fun. And so basically, because he was so weak,
Mm-hmm.
and the achievement was so strong, apparently, I caused the enchantment to become permanent, and so now the party has basically a mascot kobold lackey that they named Kenny the Kobold, and he is now an artificer, and basically supplies everyone with potions and magic stone hand grenades, and oh, also he is about to get a blunderbuss.
Okay.
A little tiny dude with a giant shotgun. He's gonna fly back
He's
into
going
a
to be a
wall as
Tink
somebody
from Borderlands
fires it.
3. I get it.
He's gonna what?
He's going to be a Tink from Borderlands 3.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Okay. Moving on. Wow, that was a long pathway down to the chicken coop.
Oh,
So
come on, it's funny.
well, I get
D
that,
and
but
D stories are always funny.
well, yeah, I guess so. I mean, I have some of my own, but they're some of them were kind of inappropriate from back in my high school and college days. So anyway, I'll leave them there. Uh,
Like, like the special enlarged story.
like the psionic enlarge ability. Yeah, that. Yeah, there was that. So anyway, we'll just
I
leave
love
that
that
back there.
story.
We'll just leave that back there and just move on. So let's talk about some stuff because we've just been sitting here
Yeah.
babbling on for 20 minutes. So
Oh man. Um.
we always what
Oh.
do we do the what?
Oh.
Always an
I thought we were still talking about our lives currently or whatever.
I thought we were done with that. I don't have that exciting in my life. I've been busy with
But
work this
I
week.
do.
Well, actually, the stuff I've been doing this week is way more interesting than what you've been doing this week, but I just can't talk about it.
Like how you jumped out of something.
No, I didn't jump out of anything. No, I know. I mean, our guys were doing a lot of training this week, and they had some jump exercises. So I was out there at the drop zone where they were jumping, but no, they were doing some other training, which is really cool. But it's just stuff we
Illegal
don't.
to talk about.
It's not illegal. What they're doing is
Confidentiality agreement.
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So I
All
have a fun,
right.
I have a
Let's
fun
see.
job, but I can't talk about it most of the time.
Yeah.
So let's just move on, man. I mean, we've been playing video games. You've been talking about yours. I've been playing Destiny. Okay. This is something I've been doing. I've only watched 2 episodes, but I'm so hooked. You need to watch Away on Netflix.
Away.
Away. It's a new show. It's a Netflix original, and it's sci-fi, I guess, in that it's space flight, but it's not really a sci-fi movie, a sci-fi show. It stars, Hilary Swank. She plays the lead character, and she's leading a five-person crew, international crew, on a 3-year mission to
Wasn't
Mars.
she the White Witch in Lion Witch in the Wardrobe?
No, that was
That was Tilda Swinton.
Swinton.
All right.
So
Sorry.
anyway, so she's leading this international crew on a 3-year mission to Mars, and it's more of a tension drama kind of thing than anything. And I won't go into a lot of details, but before we started streaming tonight, I watched the second episode, and I was jumping out of my seat about something that, on the edge of your seat about something that could have happened, something that they were doing. They were doing a spacewalk on a rocket on its way to Mars in the middle of nowhere. I mean, in the middle between the moon and Mars, and she had to untether herself at one point and literally just launch herself untethered to another part of the ship, and hoping that she could grab onto it. Otherwise, she's floating by herself till she's dead out in space. And I was just like this the whole time. So it's really good.
Dude.
It's really good. It's really good. So I'm looking forward to it. And
Sounds intense.
it was intense. It was an intense scene. So that's a good show. Hadn't really been watching anything. I did finally finish Star Trek Enterprise, so I can check that one off my list now. Now I guess I need to. Yeah.
Isn't that the series that prequels everything?
Yeah. That was like the first Enterprise. That was before Kirk and everything. Yeah. It was before Federation and everything.
Before Kirk, Picard, Janeway. Who was the guy in Deep Space Nine?
Cisco.
Cisco.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the next one for me to watch because it's the only one I haven't
Deep
watched.
Space Nine.
See, okay,
It's
I
the one.
haven't. I
The
haven't
one where they're
watched.
on the space station.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I haven't watched all of the original Star Trek. I need to just for canon purposes and just for completionist sake. But man, I have a hard time stomaching Kirk a lot of times. And then Deep Space Nine. I got about.
Captain's log. I am sitting here listening to my father speak about all these different Star Trek
Oh,
captains.
and you've never watched
And
this.
now
And you
he is continuing to annoy me with his talking of Star Trek captains. End of log.
you want to talk about annoying? Shall we talk about annoying? Okay. So anyway, so
Yes.
let's move on, man. Let's we usually do the geek
All
questions
right.
first, right?
Yep.
So
Always geek question
all right,
first.
so obviously you're going to ask the geek question since you came up with it, and you're going to answer it while I think because I don't
All
even
right.
remember what the question is.
So the geek question this week is
Mm-hmm.
um what what moment in nerd in a okay let me restart.
Let's start that
What
over. Rewind.
what moment in any nerdy book, movie, TV show, anything like that, what moment all this still gives you the exact same, oh my gosh, this is so awesome type feeling, no matter how many times you've seen it, read it, or heard of it, you know? So some type of event in a bookstore, in a book, movie, any of
So
that stuff
what
that's
from
still
okay. So from what media, any media, what is
any
something
media.
that is happens in that story that still gives you chills or excitement the same way it did the first
Exactly.
time, no matter how many times you've watched it or read it?
Yes, basically.
Okay,
Yes.
sure, go.
For me, it's the scene in Naruto Shippuden, and basically, it's when Naruto is comes back from Mount Myoboku, atop of Gitama, and then he has two other her toad friends with him, and he has mastered Toad Sage mode, and it is just this awesome, just summoning event of Sakura screaming out, "Help, Naruto!" And then boom, a puff of smoke, and there he is, red red robe, giant scroll on his back, full on Toad Sage. And he gets into this fight with the Akatsuki Pains. Every time I see this, I just get like, oh, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. And I'm like on the edge of my seat because it
That
is
sounded
so
inappropriate almost.
because it's always looks so amazing, the combat, the story, the events that follow in the story. I love it.
That's it.
What I mean it's just, I mean, what else can I say?
Okay.
It's that's my answer.
This is
It's that
definitely
scene in Naruto, when he comes back and then fights the Akatsuki Pains.
so. This is
He's mastered the Rasen Shuriken and can now throw it like it's supposed to instead of holding it in his hand. He can he can summon up clones of himself to give himself more sage chakra. I mean, it's something that, I mean, Naruto was the very first anime I have ever seen, and so it will always have a special place in my heart. And that scene, just that is when the village, the Hidden Leaf Village, who had ridiculed him and bullied him and basically called him a freak, a monster, and didn't think he would succeed at all. It was just like that was the moment where they loved him again, and they started respecting him,
yeah.
giving him the honor he deserved, and I guess that always hit me with me because growing up, nobody really liked me. Nobody really talked to me. I was always kind of alone, except for one or two close friends.
Right.
And so with Naruto, I felt like I could identify with that.
Right.
Now, granted, he was an orphan, and I had a full blood family, but still, I didn't have anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I I Zafo and I were just talking that that's kind of a hard question to answer. Because I don't know that I can think of one that's just that had that same kind of the way you're describing it. I have ones that I've had strong emotional reactions to that I have the same emotional reaction regardless, but it's not like a oh snap kind of stuff, right? Because
Well,
I know
well,
it's
well, 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 well it can be any kind of emotional
right,
reaction,
right,
and
good, okay,
for me, I chose excitement.
yeah,
There's there's this one scene in an anime called Darling and Franks,
yeah,
that always makes me burst into tears of
mm-hmm,
joy and
mm-hmm.
sadness at the same time. I always cry with that scene. Oh, same thing with the anime Angel Beats.
Okay, yeah. So, eh,
I mean, it could be any emotional reaction. It could
right,
be anger. It could be jealousy. It could be happiness. Anything,
yeah.
excitement, whatever.
You know, okay. So one that came to my mind, and it's one that I had a really strong "oh, that's awesome" kind of reaction to, but I don't know that it's something that's going to give me the same kind of reaction over and over and over because I've only seen it twice. But that's Infinity War. When the hammer goes flying across the screen and Cap catches it. That was cool. That was cool. But I don't
That
know.
was cool.
And I mean, I'll sit there and go, yeah, that's cool. But I don't know that it's something that I'm going to sit there and have the same reaction to every single time I see it.
Oh
Right?
yes,
Right?
get Captain with the Mjolnir.
Um.
Yeah, yeah. Kind
So
of like that.
so
You're
that's
never gonna get like
yeah.
that.
No, I didn't get like that the first time, but it was anyway.
You are such a subdued person.
So there's that. So that's a good
I'm
one.
over emotional. You're under emotional.
Yeah, I'm pretty subdued. Um, but so that's a good one, but I don't know that I can say I'm gonna have the same reaction if I watch it 10 or 15 times because I haven't
Yeah,
watched it 10 or 15 times, so I don't know. Um,
I'll watch that scene 10 or 15 times.
another
Anyway,
one,
go ahead.
another one that gets to me all the time, and it is something I've seen a lot, is Lord of the Rings. In the final installment, and they're trying to get up that mountain, up Mount Doom. Sam and Frodo are trying to get up there, and you've just watched Frodo over the course of these three movies just get progressively weaker and weaker, and just he can barely carry himself because the weight of that ring, both psychically and physically, is just destroying him. And they're trying to get up that mountain, and he just collapses, and he just can't do it. And Sam picks him up, as tired and as exhausted as Sam is too. Sam picks him up and says, "If you can't do it, I'll carry you," or something like that. And so that gets me every time, because Sam is really the true hero in that entire movie. You know, he's
he's been standing by Mr. Frodo's side
he's the
the
he's
entire
the
time,
he's the servant and the true hero through the whole thing, if you ask me.
and the
Um,
friend.
so that's a really cool moment. But I think the one that I can think of right now that gets me every time, that I'll break down and just tear up and babble, and is the I've seen it several times, and I don't know if you've ever watched it with us. It's one of your mom and I's favorite, but
What?
Dancing with Wolves, Dances
Oh,
with
I love
Wolves.
Dancing with Wolves.
At the end, okay, first of all, he's at
I think I know what you're talking about.
he's at the camp, right?
And
And
it's all
just by
snowy.
himself. No. He's no. Well, hold on. No, when he first gets to the military camp and he's there all by himself, right? And
Yeah.
oh God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. The Indian, not the one that he had a good relationship with, but the really strong, not stands with a fist. That's the woman. Not Kicking Bird either. That's God, I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. But he was like the warrior, and he came riding up to him, on his horse, and he's like, in his language, he's like, "Do you
But you
see
see, I'm
that?
not afraid.
Do you see that I'm not
Do you
afraid of
see?
you?" And this kind of stuff, right? And
Yeah.
he's standing there butt naked, right? So
Yeah.
there's that, and then they
At
end
the
up
end.
at the end. Their relationship is developed, and at the end, when he realizes that he and stands with a
Stands with
fist
the fist.
have to leave to protect the tribe because the U.S. soldiers are coming after them. that all of a sudden, off in the distance, you see him up on the hill, and
On
he's
his horse again.
saying the same things again. It says, "But do you see that I am your friend?" And I mean, just talking about it right now, I'm tearing up because it gets me
Same here.
every single time, every single time. So
I
that
gotta
one,
watch that again, but I can't see it anywhere. I asked you guys to bring it. Dang it!
it's on my Plex server, dude. I think so. Watch it
I,
on my.
I I don't have access. I don't have access to your Plex account.
How many times have I told you just ask me and I'll give you my login stuff? It's
Okay,
my
okay,
movie.
give it to me now.
No,
Come
offline.
on,
So
come
anyway,
on. Nobody else is
so
watching.
I'm
Nobody's
trying to
gonna
think.
care.
So I'm trying to think if there's some other movies. Can you think of any other ones? I'm gonna keep thinking because it's a good question, and
Let's
I'm
see.
sure that there's.
Oh. There's let's see. For me, another scene that always gives me this powerful, oh my gosh, this is so awesome kind of feeling is oh man, I just had it in my head. I just had it in my head. Ah, dang it. Oh. It's in a book actually.
Yeah.
It's in Blood of Olympus, the last book of the Heroes of Olympus series
Right.
by Rick Riordan. And it's excuse me, it's this scene where Percy Jackson and then Leo Valdez team up to fight Gaia, the Earth Mother, the mother of all these giants that were created to fight these gods.
Mm-hmm.
And basically we have Percy keeping her in the ocean with these chains of water, and then we have Leo Valdez flaming on like freaking Human Torch and just freaking just obliterates her with fire. He literally cooks her earthen skin until it is blackened and crackened like ash. It's just, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just some of these scenes they stick with me.
I got another one because I just pulled up my Plex server so I can scroll through it because I'm great. When it comes to memory, I'm great at recognition. I'm horrible at recall. So you give me some cues, and then I can remember stuff. So I just
Okay, go
remembered
ahead.
one, and it's a completely different. It is the exact opposite of the emotions we're talking about now. It is
It's total
the
sadness. It's sadness and anger.
oh god no. It is oh my gosh I'm cringing so hard I cannot even watch this, but I can't turn away from it. And it's not only an
It's
audio. It's not only a visual, but it's an audio too. An audio stimulus. You've never seen this movie, but
okay. What is it?
Bone Tomahawk.
No,
Zay-
nope. It's just the name of it. Nope. I don't want to. I don't want to hear about it.
Zafo may have seen it, know what I'm talking about. But listen, so no, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. Come on, you gotta listen. Come on, there you go.
With the name like Bone Tomahawk, I don't want to hear about it.
So it's a western, and there are this tribe of Indians that they've kind of become cannibals. They kind of become their own thing, and they're kind of really isolated, and they're kind of cannibalistic. And they capture one of the cowboys, and they have him in some kind of cave and have him captured, and then they pull him out. And they have this thing. It's bone. It looks like a huge jawbone of some kind because it's kind of sharp on the end, but it's a big bone. And they strip him completely with no clothes on. You don't see it because they're standing in front of him, so you can tell that he's naked, but you can't see anything. And they're kind of holding him upside down. Two of them are holding him by one each of his ankles, and so kind of holding him kind of spread legged upside down. And the other
I don't like where this is going.
The other one uses the bone tomahawk and literally splits him in half from groin to head. Just chops him in half. And not only do you see the bone swinging down and chopping, but you hear it with every hit. You hear it is the most gruesome, horrible thing. But you don't see anything but just the image of him swinging that bone tomahawk and hearing it. It is awful. So there's one for you, and it doesn't matter how many times I see that. I've only seen it a couple of times. I'll never watch it again because I know that I'll have the exact same reaction every single time. It is horrible. It is horrible. So I'm gonna try to come up with a good one too, just so we end on a good note. But if you got any
Yes,
more,
please, a good one.
oh
Um,
god, let's see what I can
let's
find.
see, let's see. What's another one? Oh.
Yep.
Um, let's see. This scene in Forrest Gump,
Which
near the
one, man? There's
end.
so many. Yeah, but there's so many,
Um,
man.
near the end, and Forrest Gump is describing Jenny's beauty to all these scenes he's witnessed,
Mm-hmm.
the sight of the sky, the clear starry skies in the Vietnam jungle, the look of the orange golden sun over the bayou,
Mm-hmm.
just all these magical scenes he has seen, when he's running through the desert, and the sun sets just right, and how it goes on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he describes those scenes just makes you think this entire time he loved her with all his heart
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to keep her safe, and that always makes me tear up and cry every single
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. Yeah.
every single time. I mean, it's a good cry, because we all need to find someone who we love that much,
Right. Yeah.
and
We do.
and I'm glad that I have. Love you,
Yeah.
babe.
She's like, "What?" I
Sorry.
didn't hear you. Right. God, I'm
But
trying to
yeah,
think. I'm trying to think of another good one.
please, something to replace Bone frickin' Tomahawk. I'm gonna need to take a
You go
pity
wash
shower after that.
wash your
Jesus.
eyes with some soap and your ears.
Well, also for my eyes and ears and my brain, just like yerp and flick the skull back and just like
I
out
thought
of my head.
I
I will
thought I had
scrub the
another
bad
one.
thoughts away.
I thought I had another one.
Yeah,
Hold on. I thought I had another one.
make it something cute. Something that'll make us go, "Aw,"
Yeah, I don't know that I have.
Not
A,
something that'll make us go,
I
"Grr."
don't know if I have a cute one. I don't have a cute one. I'm looking. So, uh,
Homeward Bound, Field of Dreams, none of those.
thank you. Field of Dreams.
What?
There you go. No, and that's what I'm going to leave it with because I have seen that one tons. Actually, did you know that your mom and I have actually been at that field, at that ball field, at that farmhouse?
That's a real field?
Yeah. When
I thought it was just a set they built. I didn't know it was a real field.
when we lived in Chicago, okay, we used to go up to Galena, Illinois, for our anniversary, and it was an old mining town, and they had turned it into like a touristy kind of place because the mining course had all dried up, and had all this great antiquing and bed and breakfast. And we used to go up there and go to a bed and breakfast every year for our anniversary. And
That's cute.
Galena is kind of like right in the corner of the state, like literally you're within stone's throw of Wisconsin and Iowa. Okay, and Field of Dreams, it was set in Iowa, and it was filmed in Iowa, in not Des Moines, Iowa, but somewhere over in Iowa. I used to have a sweatshirt, and so we found out that they had bought that land, they bought that farmland and that farmhouse to film this movie, and they just kept it. And now it's a tourist attraction, and you can go. And so we actually drove all the way out there to it, and
Can you throw baseballs?
we didn't, but they literally have guys that are out there dressed as the old White Sox and the old Yankees or whatever, and they're actually out there playing. And so you can take pictures of them playing. You can take pictures of them walking in and out of the cornfields. And when we were out there, as we were getting out there, Reggie Jackson, who is a Hall of Fame baseball player. I know you don't know who he is because you don't know baseball.
No, I
Reggie
know
Jackson.
who Reggie Jackson is.
Well,
Come on.
he was out there. He was getting in his car. He'd come out there for some kind
The
of
real
thing.
Reggie Jackson.
The real Reggie Jackson was out there as we were getting out there, and he was getting in his car. So you can actually go out there and walk on the field and take pictures. It's awesome. But Field of
Did you get a
Dreams.
picture with Reggie?
No, he was getting in his car as we got there.
Man.
So anyway, so in that movie, at the end, when Ray finally realizes that whole "if you build it, he will come," it's about his dad, and he realizes that that young catcher out on the field is his dad, because his dad played baseball when he was younger and had I think one at bat in the major leagues, and then quit to raise his family or something like that, and then he just became an old, tired, beat down dad. And Ray had an estranged relationship with his dad his whole life, and when he realized that that was his dad, and then his dad realizes that that's his son, and he's like, hey Ray, would you like to maybe play some catch? And so he's asking his adult son, if he'd like to play some catch, and his adult son is like, yeah, Dad.
I'm freaking tearing up over here, man.
And they start playing catch. That tears me up every single time. Yep. So there's a good one. There's a good one to end on, because you just wash your brain of the other one.
Nikki has never seen Field of Dreams.
Well, we need to correct that. Clearly,
yes, we do.
So
she's she's also, I believe. No, wait. Has she? She's also never seen Fiddler on the Roof or Dances with Wolves.
Okay, so Dance with Wolves, Fiddler on the Roof, Field of Dreams, Braveheart, Gladiator. She's got to watch those 5. You just got to sit down, take a Saturday, buy you some pizza, buy you a bunch of drinks, sit on the couch, and watch them all back to back.
We actually got pizza today.
There you go. Yeah, well, it's Friday. We always get pizza on Friday. So anyway.
Now, we got it from Donato's.
Okay. All right. So, are we done with the geek question?
I mean, we could go on and on about this stuff. That's what I love about these about this kind of.
If we could keep thinking of movies, yeah. But I'm old. Like I said, unless I see a picture of the movie to remind me, then or you remind me of one, then I'm not going to remember. So anyway, all right. So do you want to do the movie now?
Sure.
All right. So now it's time for the next installment of
Roll for Credits. Action.
All right. So
ready, set, marker.
Okay. So anyway,
no, that's what they used to do. Action and then ready, set, marker kind of thing. Okay, I'll set up now.
So the movie that we reviewed for this episode is the 2018 movie, because it was relatively new, The Jurassic Games. No, not Jurassic Park. No, not the Hunger Games. Not the Hunger Games. No, not Tron. No, not Death Race 3000. Just the Jurassic Games.
And no, not Ready Player One either.
Right. Ready Player One is another one I thought of. So basically, if you took all those movies that I just mentioned, that's this movie, just worse.
Put them in a tumbler with cheap gin, shake it up and pour it in plastic shot glasses. That's basically this movie.
Oh, no, I don't know if I could do gin. It's probably more like Mad Dog 2020.
I mean,
but anyway, so
the movie itself, the premise.
Oh well, let me read the tagline from the movie. The tagline from the movie is this: in the near future, 10 death row convicts are forced to compete in a virtual reality game that pits them against dinosaurs and each other. Yes, VR battle to the death with dinosaurs
and each other, and one of them's a cannibal.
Yeah. So. And one of them's a teenage girl. Okay, so anyway, so that's the tagline. So do you want to kind of give the maybe so, Zepho. So do you want to do the plot? Do you want to kind of tell the story, or do you want me to? It doesn't matter.
I did the plot last time. You tell the plot.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's kind of like what they do is and I guess it happens once a year. They take 10 death row inmates. They've been sentenced to death. They've been convicted of murder, and they're going to die in the electric chair or whatever their state does.
Lethal injection.
And these death row inmates can volunteer to be part of this game, and they'll pick 10. And they're lined up, and they're put under a sedative, and they're in like a VR thing, and it's literally like Ready Player One. They put the helmet on, the eye thing on, kind of like an Oculus, and they immediately
Well, actually, he with VR, or your physical body is still up and moving. It's just it reads your functions.
right,
Is
right,
this one is more like an example of full dive VR,
yeah,
or where
right.
basically your entire consciousness is sent into
Right.
this place,
It's
and your
yeah.
body
So they're
is
basically in a
stasis.
suspended state and with this Ready Player One looking mask on, and it translates them into this wilderness setting, and they have these series of challenges, kind of like Survivor, and whoever makes it to the end of all these challenges alive gets their freedom, and so they can take each other out, or they can be taken out by the things that are in
Dinosaurs.
the VR, which happens to be dinosaurs. And so, and then if they die in the VR thing, then they'd really die. And so they just basically get whittled away until there's one left, and then
I mean,
that one gets
I
his
mean
or her
that's the
freedom.
regular premise anyway. Hey, I'm with anything that involves VR. If you die in the game, you die for real.
Yeah, I know. So
Well, kind of like a Nightmare on Elm Street. Heat
yeah,
with Freddy Krueger.
yeah.
If you die in the dream, you die for real.
So you had, so I don't
No,
remember
was that
all.
Nightmare on Elm Street?
So yeah, I think so. Um, I don't remember all 10 of them, but you had a guy who was a cannibal. He'd kill people and would eat them. You had one guy who was accused of killing his wife, who he kept saying he was innocent. His kid said he was innocent. People thought he was innocent.
And
Uh,
that's why he made such a good character on the game show.
yeah, and so he volunteered to try to get his freedom to get back to his kids. Then there was a teenage girl who killed people, and she was like clearly the most sociopathic of all of them. There's
Think
another.
um think Harley Quinn, but with the coldness of Cable.
Yeah, it's a pretty good combination. Then there's another woman who she was a serial killer of men. She would like pick them up and then she would kill them in her bedroom and would
She
live
was a
stream
Black
it.
Widow.
Yeah, kind of thing. There was two brothers that would kill people, and so they were like a team.
The Mason brothers.
There was like a drug kingpin. Um,
El
so
Vispa, the Wasp.
that yeah, and then there was a guy who was a hitman, and there was another guy who was a drug guy too.
Ren.
So
There
anyway,
was Ren.
so that's the
And
premise. They're all
let's see.
released.
There was and there were two guys who died literally in the first half hour.
Yeah,
A really, really old guy who got bitten down by a T-Rex in literally the first minute of the game show.
yeah,
And then this big black guy got crushed to got rocked to death by the sociopath girl with
yeah.
a rock.
So anyway, um, so that's the premise, and they're all and that's pretty much the whole thing. It's an action movie, and they're kind of dying off one by one, either by dinosaurs or by each other, and then it comes down to the end to where it's just the two, and the final two are the little sociopathic teenage girl and the guy who was innocent. So we won't tell you who won. We won't tell you about all that kind of stuff. There's protests against the game. There was
Because it's like, how would you feel if the government somehow televised lethal injections or firing squads,
mm,
of actual death row inmates,
mhm.
it's although to be fair, back in the day, public execution was a big thing. I mean
and
that's why
and
France invented the guillotine.
well, and that's and their thought process was, doing these things publicly would be a big deterrent to people doing the same kind of thing. So, anyway, so that's what was going on. There was also some people that were working for the company that was broadcasting the show that were kind of against it, and so there was
The
stuff going.
cavemen.
Yeah, so there's stuff going on there. So that was basically the premise of the show. Is basically a survivor to the death. If any of you guys have ever seen, I think it's Death Race 3000, something like that. It was the same kind of concept, except it was a race, and they could kill each other in the race, but whoever ended up winning or surviving the race got their freedom or something like that. So, but it really was, if you combine all those movies we talked about, this is pretty much it. Now, is it a good movie? Well, its average rating score is 3.8 out of 10, which admittedly is better than the 3.2 out of 10 that Swordfish last time had. So, so
Barely.
that's kind of what the movie was. There was a couple of twists here and there, surprise ending kind of stuff. There was a revelation towards the end of the movie that I didn't see coming, that kind of put some justification on some things that happened. But anyway, so I don't want to give away. I don't like giving away spoilers unless it's like a super old movie that everybody's seen and we just happen to be talking about it. So,
But I mean, but I mean, we can talk about scenes, can't we?
sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like like the first scene I have a problem with is Ren, the Asian guy.
Yeah.
He's fighting off three velociraptors with the freaking chain on his hand. It's like, okay, these things were literally the smartest killing machines ever lived. It was smarter than us, and this
They
guy
weren't
is
smarter than
somehow
us, Connor. They weren't smarter than us. Their brains were larger than most, but they weren't. No. Anyway, they were good
Anyway,
pack hunters. Yes.
okay, and this guy is, and everybody knows this. And this is clearly set in the future.
Yeah.
And Jurassic Games is an internationally televised event.
Right. Right.
So people would know stuff about velociraptors, and this guy
Right.
would know about velociraptors, that you can't go up against three of them with nothing but fancy kung fu movies that don't even hit them, and then a freaking chain on your wrist.
Well, of
He was. I mean, just
well, of
and
course
and
his
the way it was animated.
Of course, his kung fu moves didn't hit them because they weren't real. They were
No,
VR.
but
So listen, I know what
well,
I understand, but listen.
the chain hit them. But then
Yeah, I
again, the
know.
chain was also VR when you think about it.
Yeah. So no, I don't. Think the chain wasn't VR. He was actually doing that stuff with the chain, but he just wasn't hitting anything. But
No,
here's the
no.
thing.
What I
And
mean
it didn't turn out.
is,
It didn't turn out well for him, right?
no, it didn't.
No.
I
So
mean, it's just. I mean, one I can understand. If you're going up against one in a slightly wider area,
yeah.
but no, this guy was taking on three of them in literally a room that's the size of your average living room.
Right.
I mean, it's like,
I know.
it's
So
like I knew this guy was gonna bite it as soon as he started whipping the chain around, like. He's just like,
all he needed was this
dude,
yellow jumpsuit on. It'd have been cool. Uh-oh.
exactly.
It looks like our there we go. Looks like our stream froze for a second there.
Right. But
So anyway,
but anyway,
yeah. Here's my
the
thing.
the thing that what's up?
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. I thought you were done. I thought you were done with that
Oh
part.
no.
So go ahead.
The thing that I also didn't like was how we didn't learn about everybody's crimes and everybody's backstories.
Yeah.
We just got little snippets here and there.
Yep.
It's like I wanted to know why the Mason brothers were in there. I wanted to know what the cannibal did exactly to get him on death row. I wanted to know all the stuff about the characters rather than
Right.
just I mean, like, I don't even know half their names.
Right.
I know Tucker, I know Stephanie, and I know Joy, and then I know the Mason brothers. I don't even know their real names. It's just the Mason brothers.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
they didn't give us enough information about the characters to give us a chance to bond with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they gave a backstory to the frickin' old doctor dude who literally only had 1 minute of on screen time.
Yeah.
It's like, but the Mason brothers are in like 2/3 of the movie, and we don't know anything about them except for they're the Mason brothers. We don't know each of their names. We don't know what they did to get sent to death row. I mean,
Yeah.
they should have prioritized what they did.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, when you had 10 characters and you basically had an hour and a half movie to try to progress the plot along, to resolve the plot, and give backstories on all 10 characters, it just wasn't going to happen. There just wasn't enough time.
Well,
So,
I mean, I didn't even need didn't even need a full on backstory. Just to um like they do with like they do with football players, have them go by the screen and say their name, what crime they committed, how many years they got,
Yeah.
or just something like that,
Just reminds me of Key and Peele,
that
their
would
football introductions.
that would have taken at most
Fudge.
5 minutes,
Sorry, that deserves a chicken. Talking about fudge. Anyway, so I understand what you're saying. If you really wanted that kind of backstory and a little bit more of, I mean, yes, they could have done that, and they did that a little bit. They talked about a little bit about what each one of them did at the very beginning as they were introducing them.
Not really. They told us the Wasp was part of a cartel. They told us they told us the Mason brothers' names. They didn't tell us exactly what their crimes were.
Yeah.
The only 3 people that they went in depth about their crimes over was the doctor who got 1 minute of airtime.
Yeah.
Tucker, Joy, and Stephanie. Those were the only people who got
Yeah.
serious info about what they did.
I'm glad you can remember their names because I can't remember none of them. But anyway, so I guess here's the thing: I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. And this
the premise was sound. I like the idea they were going for.
Exactly. I thought
it's just it was executed poorly.
Here's the thing: it was acted poorly. A couple of them were okay, but most of them were not. So the premise was I thought was pretty unique. Now, minus the dinosaurs. You throw that stuff in there like, okay, that's just stupid. I mean, I get having they're in a VR kind of thing and there's traps and there's dangers and stuff, but dinosaurs, I mean, come on, man. So I thought
I did like at the end though.
I knew you were going
at the very end, and
dinosaurs with gun turrets and rockets. Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, Dad.
Oh yeah, that's believable.
That's every little boy's wet dream right there.
No,
a freaking T-Rex with a gun on its back and rocket launchers on its side. Think about it.
So here
did you not want that growing up?
No. So anyway, I guess I thought
as a kid.
I actually thought that the dinosaur models were not bad. I thought they did. I thought they were
those
pretty
were
good.
Okay.
Now
they were animated poorly. But they looked okay.
Go. Yeah, the models look good, and then they moved. The movement of them was so weird and just it just was not good. So that's
some of them looked too skinny in a way. Hey, like the Velociraptor's head looked almost 2-dimensional in a way. It was just so flat and long and skinny.
When they were just kind of standing there and moving a little bit, they were fine. But when they started doing the running or the fast moves, the attacking moves, that's when it looked fake, and it kind of distracted you from it.
Like how the T-Rex somehow kicked up and broke the other T-Rex's jaw.
Yeah.
It was like, how does that even work anatomically? A T-Rex couldn't move his leg that high. It was like he was doing the splits.
Yeah, I didn't like how they tried to force some relationships so quickly between
Tucker and Ren.
Tucker and Ren, the
Asian guy.
No, I wasn't even thinking about him. I was thinking about Tucker and that other lady, the lady that was like the Black Widow character. They tried to start put some kind of connection between the two of them, and then she was gone pretty quickly. I thought they tried to force some of that, and you had too many relationship combinations to really force that in the little amount of time that they had. If they wanted to do all those things, this needed to be like a 5-episode mini series thing, if they really wanted to do it right. So I thought they tried to rush a bunch of stuff. Some of the things just didn't seem to make sense, and without spoiling anything, at the end with Tucker and what's her name? Was it Joy? The psycho teenager?
Yes.
Okay. There was a conversation between the two of them where she revealed something that was pretty important to the storyline that you didn't know, that kind of surprised me. but her reasons for being for deciding to be in the game, and the things that she did to get her on death row, the timelines didn't match up. It was almost like, okay, I did this so I could get here, so I could meet you, because I don't like this about you. But how would she know that she didn't like that about him if she didn't know him when she did the other thing? I know that sounds really confusing, guys, and I'm really sorry. I just don't want to give a spoiler, but there's like a weird conversation there that they had that the timelines just didn't seem to match up right. And I thought that was kind of weird.
Dad.
Yes.
Just call it what it was. Antagonist monologue.
Yes, it was. You're right. It was one of those.
I mean, that's the perfect way to summarize what she says.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
antagonist monologue
Yeah.
that
It's
every
always
single
one.
antagonist ever gives.
Yep,
Even I think what's his name? Who played Gabriel in Swordfish?
Travolta.
Even he had an antagonist monologue at the very beginning.
Yep.
No?
He did.
Every single one that's ever existed has had one.
Right. So look, I probably enjoyed Swordfish more than this one, simply because because the actors is a higher quality of actors, even though none of them did their best work in that movie. They're still better actors than any of these folks were. And
I never heard of any of them.
And
I just remembered something about the movie.
What?
Want to know how much the movie actually cared as little about the Mason brothers' names?
What?
Remember in the fake toy commercial? Remember when they're telling everybody's names and everything? They just called them Big Brother and Little Brother. They didn't actually give them the names. They just called them Big Brother and Little Brother. That's how little they cared.
I didn't even catch that. So, but like I said, like you and I both said that the premise was pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you had taken
giving these death row inmates a chance to win their freedom through vicious challenges like this, it's a cool premise. Just get some better names and some better animation. It could have made a whole bunch of money.
And you probably could have done it without dinosaurs.
Oh,
made it a little bit more believable, a little bit more of a drama action kind of thing, as opposed to this weird, hey, let's throw dinosaurs in the mix.
Instead of dinosaurs, what would you have done?
That's a good question.
Some type of island survival type thing.
Yeah, something like that.
That's been done to death.
Yeah, I know, but I mean something
People
like that.
fighting dinosaurs has been done to death.
Exactly. So why are we doing it again? Right?
No, it hasn't been done to death. Island survival has been done to death. There have been movies about dinosaurs, but full on fighting dinosaurs and trying to survive dinosaurs in the wild.
Well,
that has been done to death.
So like I said in the last episode about Swordfish, I like my action stuff to be a little bit more believable, and more realistic. So if you want to watch it, that's fine. It's not going to hurt you. It's an hour and a half, but it's definitely not good cinema. If you like the idea of watching people fighting dinosaurs and dying and bad acting, and you just enjoy that, go for it. But anyway, so
the host dies.
You could suspend belief on this one because it was so unrealistic, and then you just watch it and have fun with it. Whereas opposed to Swordfish was supposed to be more of a realistic kind of scenario, but some of it was so unrealistic in the way they did it that it just kind of turned you off. So, in my opinion, it probably deserves the 38 out of 100, 4 out of 10 kind of stuff. So anyway, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I got nothing else really to say about this movie. Special effects were okay, other than the dinosaur animation. The other special effects were pretty okay.
The special effects were horrible. They couldn't even they couldn't even afford blanks for the guns. They animated the firing animations, and it looked horrible.
Because it was a laser. Just like last
No,
time. It was a laser gun. So they.
in the end of the movie,
Oh,
remember?
those the pistols at the end.
Yes,
Gotcha.
those.
Okay, gotcha. You're right. Right. Okay, I thought you were talking about the laser gun in the game.
The laser gun. I'm like, of course you need to animate the laser gun. They haven't made a laser gun, but
I
they have
forg-
made a lightsaber. They
I
have made a
forget. I
lightsaber.
forgot about the guns in the end. So when you said gun, I'm thinking of what there is no laser gun that shoots blank because there's no laser gun.
I can't believe they've actually made a functioning lightsaber. It's so freaking
Yes,
cool.
I know.
It
I've seen
retracts
it.
and everything, and even makes a zerp sound.
I know. It's only a matter of
Dad,
time before we have
it's every nerd's
phasers and
wet
we have.
dream.
Wait a minute. I thought you said that having dinosaurs with gun turrets was every nerd's wet dream.
That's that's
Nerds
every
must
little
have
kid.
nerds must have a lot of wet dreams
nerd's
then.
A nerd's wet dream is a functioning lightsaber. A little adolescent boy's wet dream is having a pet dinosaur where he can ride and he can ride and shoot rockets out of it.
I've never really wanted to have a pet dinosaur. Sorry.
I have.
Well, okay.
That was when I first saw Dinosaur King. It was it was a kids anime TV show growing up. I loved that show.
Didn't it have a video game attached to it or card game or something?
Video game, which I also had and played to completion 3 times through.
Okay. So, you got anything?
Even looked up all the cheat codes to get all the special edition dinosaurs.
Okay, cool. All right. So,
fun fact.
It wouldn't be an episode if you didn't have a fun fact.
Okay.
We need to make that a part of
two. I've got 2 fun facts. One
So
about
keep the
Dinosaur
chickens
King,
going.
and 2 about Bone Tomahawk.
How can you have a? You've never seen Bone Tomahawk. How can you have a fun fact about Bone Tomahawk?
It's about the Native American culture.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
all right.
so in Native American culture,
Strap in, guys.
there's a myth about a creature called a Wendigo.
Oh, yeah.
And a Wendigo was originally a Native American man who out of desperation ate human flesh, and then through constant abuse of this appetite, he turned into something less than human, but then again also more than monster. You know, get Chase out of my face. Get Chase out of my face. Get him out of my face. Put him down. Put him down. There's a good dad. Anyway, hey, the Native Americans saw this as taboo, and so these Wendigos, they have the ability to alter their appearance and change their voice to lure their prey in.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
there's actually an urban legend that the Donner Party, some of these surviving members of the Donner Party became Wendigos.
They weren't Native American.
Now, you don't have to be Native American to become a Wendigo.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, the second fun fact is about.
We're just finishing off with a bunch of chickens, man. Jeez Louise.
The same dubbed voice actor who plays Max in Dinosaur King also plays Ash Ketchum in the original first Pokemon TV show.
Okay, cool.
Let's see, that was a mythological chicken, a prehistoric chicken, and Chickmon.
Are we done? Any more?
Okay. I just gotta go through the library real quick.
We're done. It's time to roll for our next movie. It's time to roll for the next movie so we can get out of here.
I don't have my dice on me, so you go ahead.
Okay, so why is it that you say that you want to roll and then you never have your dice? Now I got to find my dice. Now, of course, Chase is on my dice, so Chase is about to get shorter. So, okay, then I'll roll.
Hey, Chase shrunk.
Yeah, well. So, okay. So, first we're going to see if it's Amazon or Netflix.
He must not be happy to see me anymore.
Wasn't me. Was not me. Let it be duly noted. It was not the responsible adult. Okay. So, all right. So high or
Hey,
low?
hey,
High,
hey! I know. Hey, I said I was an adult, not
all right.
responsible. There's a
Well,
difference.
that is definitely the truth. So, okay. So high or low for. All right. So it is. We rolled a 14. So that's gonna be Netflix. Okay. And let me roll and see what category we're gonna have. What genre? Oh, this should make you happy.
Huh?
This should make you happy. Anime.
Okay. Yes.
All right. And then let me roll my percentage
Hope, hope,
dice.
hopefully it's not giant sperm snakes again.
No, it's not going to be that. So, and then we rolled a 33. So let me go to the anime section on Netflix and figure out what we're
Yatta!
going to do. And I will be right back, guys. Okay. So
What is it?
this is going to be now. It's I may have to. This is probably going to make me watch 2 other movies just before I watch this one. That's going to mean I'm
What
going to
is
watch.
it?
So we're going to watch the 2013 anime movie Berserk: The Golden Age Arc 3: The Advent.
The
Okay,
The
I'll
what?
say it. I'll say it again. Berserk: The Golden Age Arc 3 dash The Advent, which should have the record for one of the longest movie names ever. So the story is a year has passed because it's the third, so that means that there was a 1 and 2 that we're going to be skipping apparently. And it says
Yeah,
a
definitely.
year has passed since Guts parted ways with Griffith. The band of the Hawks is plotting a rescue mission to save Griffith, who is confined to prison. And like I said, it's from 2013. It actually has an average rating of 7.9 out of 10. So it's supposed to be pretty good, I guess. So I guess I get to watch some anime again.
Yay!
That will make you happy. Me, not so much. So anyway,
I wish we could roll for the Naruto movies that are on there.
uh,
There's a bunch of them. I want to watch Naruto.
well, go ahead, but I don't have to watch them. So anyway, all right. Look, so that's it for us, guys. We have bored you enough with our nerdy chickens that we've chased. We've reviewed a bad movie. We've talked about emotional scenes from some of our favorite movies or books or whatever, and picked a new one. So we'll be reviewing an anime movie next time. So if you like anime, join us. And thanks so much for everybody that came and chatted with us. It makes the thing go by much faster and it's much more fun. So I appreciate that. So if you want to find us, we're here, obviously, Gene Pool Podcast on Twitch. You can also find us at the GP Variety Hour on Twitter. I can be found at HeadGamer on Twitter and Xbox Live and Instagram. And Connor, where can they find you, man?
What?
Oh, stop it. You're fake sleeping. Stop it.
I was not fake sleeping. I was
Yes,
actually dozing off, Dad.
No, you weren't. Go ahead. So anyway.
Okay. You can find me at basically all of the nerdy hangouts, Twitter, Twitch, not Mixer anymore. Mixer is
Mixer's dead.
Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. I'm gonna make a Facebook for Quillmeister soon, actually.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and so basically you can find me at all those places at Quillmeister, capital Q, capital M, and that's with an IE, not EI. So if you spell it wrong, you spell it right. That's gonna be my catchphrase. It's gonna be on my shirt. If you spell it wrong, you spell it right.
If you'd open your eyes, you could see.
Go! Hey, baby.
So anyway,
Hey, no, bring her back. Bring her back.
I will when we're done. So that's where you can find us. And if you want to just listen to the podcast itself, just we're on Podbean, but you can just search for Gene Pool Variety Hour anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast. And we would love it if you guys would leave us a review wherever. We're also on YouTube. Just search for Gene Pool Variety Hour there. If you just watch and give us some reviews and some ratings, we'd really appreciate it. It helps people find us a little bit better. And that would be great. And the more that come to hang out and chat, the more fun we have. So, again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys next time on the Gene Pool Variety Hour. And always remember.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends. Auf Wiedersehen. Arrivederci. Sayonara.
How many more can you come up with?
Peace out, bro.
Thanks, Zapo. We really appreciate it, man. Thanks for hanging out the whole time with us. Bye, guys. We'll see y'all later.